If this dream came true, if I was going to achieve this dream, that would mean I would have to leave my friends and family behind and everything that I was once familiar with, all behind. I decided that I was going to do it. Despite the fear and despite what everyone else was telling me about how hard it is, I decided to keep pushing forward. I decided that I needed to believe in myself. I was able to land a summer internship for next summer at a top accounting firm. I'm Sherry Fu, and I'm an incoming audit intern at Thornton for summer 2021. Living and working in New York City has always been a dream of mine. However, since I live across the country, I didn't think that dream was going to happen. If this dream came true, if I was going to achieve this dream, that would mean I would have to leave my friends and family behind and everything that I was once familiar with, all behind, just to move across the country. I decided that I was going to do it. Despite the fear and despite what everyone else was telling me about how hard it is to land an internship or even a job at another location, I decided to keep pushing forward. I decided that I needed to believe in myself. I decided that even if I live all the way across the country, I was going to get a job offer in New York City. This summer, I was able to land a summer internship for next summer at a top accounting firm. How was I able to do this? How is a girl all the way in the West Coast, who also grew up all her life in the West Coast, be able to land a summer internship at her dream location? How was I able to get recruiters and many different companies that reside in the East Coast to notice me, see my resume, want to interview me, and give me an offer? I'm Sherry Fu, and I'm an incoming audit intern at Thornton for summer 2021. I actually started my recruiting journey a little bit early this year. I started around March of this year, and I had no clue where to start. I grew up in a very traditional Asian background, and I knew that I was supposed to value my family, and I was supposed to do things in my career to benefit the family. However, I decided that even though I love my family very much, I was going to move across the country. I felt that staying in the West Coast wasn't going to be something that I would enjoy. I felt that moving to the East Coast would be something that I would enjoy and be much happier over there. I knew that my family members would not support me because moving across the country would seem that I don't value family as much. I don't want to stick with them. I don't want to help them. Even with that, I developed a growth mindset for me in order to build confidence in myself. So how did I build a growth mindset that was positive and be able to build the confidence that I needed? Well, when I was networking on LinkedIn, I ended up meeting somebody who I didn't think was going to become my mentor, but she was able to help me build that confidence and build that positive growth mindset in order to get that internship. That person is Stephanie Nuisi, the CEO of MaxUp. I met her on LinkedIn. I messaged her on LinkedIn, and I told her my dream of wanting to work in New York City, but I didn't know how. She called me and we talked about my career goals, and she told me that all I have that is stopping me is fear itself. The fear comes from what people think about me, what people are going to tell me, and me not believing in myself. However, she told me that she believed in me and others would believe in me too. So I decided to trust her. I decided to build my confidence through her. And through that, and through her company, Max Up, I was able to build that confidence and break the stereotype that I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to get that internship. I constantly told myself that I can do it. Because building that growth mindset is hard. It is a daily thing. You need to be able to have the confidence, but also have the patience with yourself to let yourself know that it is okay to get rejected. It is okay if somebody on LinkedIn does not message you back. It is okay if you don't get an offer. All of those things are part of your journey. It does not matter what happens because your journey defines you. All those rejections define you. They help you become stronger. They help you make who you are today. And I believe that breaking that stereotype that you can't do it or your family members won't approve does not matter. I believe that breaking the stereotype of not being able to do something is important because I believed in myself and I was able to land an internship offer even after I got rejected. I was able to get so much support from the people that I network with that I even thought that I could do it. I knew I could do it. It's just, it takes one yes for yourself. Even if it takes one yes for the company, it also takes one yes for you. Because that one yes for you is to build that confidence. To let yourself know. To let your mind know that you can do it. Your mind, your mindset, everything about you needs to be positive. Yes, it is okay to be frustrated. Yes, it's okay to have bad days. But just know that if you have a positive outlook, everything will come into place. So why am I moving to New York? Why am I not just staying in the West Coast? And how did a student like me who comes from a non-target university be able to get people from the East Coast give me an offer? Well, I always wanted to live in New York. And I felt that I would be so much happier over there being by myself and learning about different people and their culture in another location. I felt that I have been living in a bubble in the West Coast and I wanted to leave. And even though I've never been to the East Coast, I have seen many pictures and have fallen in love with it. I understand that real life and pictures are completely different, but I still want to live in New York City. There's just something there that I fell in love with, and I really, really pushed myself to be able to achieve that dream so I can live my New York dream. But since I come from a non-target university, I didn't have any of those resources that targeted universities got. I go to a lower ranked university than my family members. I was always discouraged because I saw companies, especially top companies, go to my cousin's university, but never mine. Why? Why wouldn't they come to mine? What's wrong with my university? That was something I always thought, and I never understood. Why is my university being neglected? Some recruiters have told me that my university is too far, or they don't have an alumni working at the company. Because since my university is a non-target university, it's very hard to have alumni at top companies. So I always thought, well, if I never got the resources, how am I supposed to present myself to people? How come all of my cousins are able to get all these resources and I have nothing? I decided to be proactive. I decided that if companies weren't going to come to me, I was going to go to them. Because especially since I'm across the country, East Coast recruiters aren't just sitting around trying to see if West Coast students want to come to the East Coast. I have to go to them. I decided to learn all the networking strategies all by myself. and to figure out where I learned them, it was all from MaxUp. I thank MaxUp because they helped me in my career goals and in my career journey. I was able to learn so much networking strategies through MaxUp. And I didn't even know much about these networking strategies. Some of them, my school never taught us. I never really learned much of the basics. I thought that since I come from a non-target university, I wasn't going to learn any of these things. But that was the wrong thinking. That was the wrong thinking for me, and that is the wrong thinking for you if you think that. I learned so much from MaxUp, and coming from a non-target school, it just made me a stronger person because it taught me to be more proactive and to seek out opportunities that I may not have known that were there. I feel that it gave me a different perspective on recruiting because people make it seem so easy, but it's also really tiring. And I feel that I am now on the same level of recruiting as students from targeted universities because even if they are given resources, I learned them. So now I'm on the same level because I was able to develop the skills that I needed in order to network well and be able to present myself well in interviews. And so how was I able to figure out what I wanted to do and why I wanted to move to New York? Well, I was able to give myself a conversation. In fact, it was multiple conversations. It didn't take just one to figure out what I wanted to do. I had to have an uncomfortable conversation with myself. I had to figure out if I really, really wanted to move to New York, if I really, really, really wanted to leave everything that I knew behind just to pursue my dreams. Am I willing to do that? After multiple conversations with myself, I decided that it was worth it. Even if my parents don't support me now, or if other people don't think that what I'm doing is right, my parents will eventually support me. Everyone else will eventually see how happy I am living my career and being able to do the work that I love. And I'm telling you all now that having these uncomfortable conversations will help. You all have a story to tell. You all have a story that will help change a company and bring value to them. You just need that one conversation with yourself, or even multiple conversations with yourself, that will be able to let people know who you are and what you want to do in life. It does not matter if you think that your dream is so impossible, because we can only go forward, not down. Even if you continue to get rejected, it does not matter, because it may not take just one rejection. It can take multiple for your dream company, but that's part of your journey, and you learn a lot through your rejections. Who you are today is through all the rejections and the events that have happened through your journey. Your journey is a beautiful one, and it's something that you should be proud of, because if you keep pushing, it will happen. It may not happen now, but it will happen eventually. You just need to believe in yourself and keep developing that growth mindset in order to land that dream job in your dream location. I thank you all for watching this video, because I'm telling you now that anything is possible. As long as you set your mind to it and keep pushing, it will happen. I know it will happen. It happened to me. My dreams came true. Yours will too. Keep pushing, because the sky isn't the limit. Go higher than the sky. Does not matter what people say to you. The only thing that matters is what you say to yourself and how much you believe in yourself. Thank you.